over the cracks. Let's paper over the cracks. Oh yeah. Let's paper over the cracks. Let's paper over the cracks, baby. How's it going, everyone? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with a cheeky little video for you, just reacting to the breaking news that Dean Henderson has just put pen to paper on a 6-year contract. Get in there, my son. This is good news. I know I'm just taking the piss there, but we are sort of papering over the cracks by announcing this shit right now because there's been no transfer activity whatsoever. But let's just get into the news and get into the nitty-gritty. Thank you to everybody that's watching and waiting and getting in here in the live chat. Let me give this a refresh and give a few shout-outs right at the start before we get going. I can see Hayden Alessandro. What's going on, Hayden? Thank you very much for dropping by. Gaz Elliott, shout-out to you, my friend. Illy United, Ryan Burberspin 9. Raymond Moore, Razerk, Alex Todd. Everyone, thank you so much for joining me for today's video. Please do us a favor and smash that thumbs up button if you have not already. Let's get into it then. So United have made Dean Henderson pretty much a first team contender by doing this, because it's being reported that he's going to be earning up to £120,000 a week on a 6-year contract at Manchester United. Now, United wouldn't be prepared to spend that sort of money on a player who's not going to be in at least contention, I think. Look, David De Gea is still around at the club. I think he will remain at Manchester United this season. I don't think this spells the end for David De Gea at Manchester United by any means, but I certainly think it gives him something to worry about, doesn't it? It's going to have to light that fire up underneath him to try and challenge and get his old form back and stop being the melter that he has been. And Dean Henderson's sort of safe in the knowledge that he knows he's like 8 years David De Gea's junior, and he's going to have plenty of time to develop whilst obviously learning and contending at Manchester United and potentially and eventually succeeding David De Gea at Manchester United, be it after 1 season, 2 seasons, 5 seasons, whatever. It's a long-term deal. It's a 6-year contract for this 23-year-old keeper. Dean Henderson, he had a great season, didn't he, this season gone? Certainly better than David De Gea's season at United. His season for Sheffield United was way better than David De Gea's season at Manchester United. Let me know if you agree in the live chat, and do us a favour and get involved. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions throughout. Denzel Washington, he wants Messi to join. Well, look, we covered that in an earlier video on the channel, so check the video out earlier today that we did if you haven't seen it. But this is about Dean Henderson signing the new contract. Look, it's good news, isn't it? He's going to contend with David De Gea. That's what we need. We need somebody who's not a complete bone idle melter at the back and making errors galore and just completely letting the side down. Unfortunately, David De Gea was that man this last season, and it pains me to say that. I love David De Gea. I find him to be one of the best keepers United have had, certainly in my lifetime. He's the 3rd best goalkeeper United have had in my lifetime, behind Schmeichs and Edwin van der Sar. So you can't really deny the impact that he's had. He's been our player of the season many, many times. He's a great keeper, but this last season he's just gone missing a little bit. By his very high standards, he's been making errors galore. You can't do that when you're a United goalkeeper. You just can't do it, and you certainly can't do it for an extended period of time. You can't continue and persist with this awful mistake-laden game. You can't do that at United, because eventually we have to stop that from happening. We have to cut that out. You have to make a decision and make a change. So, look, this is good stuff. I mean, we've still got Sergio Romero around at the football club. He's obviously a good backup goalkeeper as well. I don't know what's going to happen with him. So maybe there is going to be a goalkeeper that leaves in this transfer window from Manchester United, because Dean Henderson's come in now and signed on big money. He's not, well, it doesn't look like he's going back out on loan. It says, you know, he's not expected to go out on loan for another season away at Manchester United, but you never know. He actually could do. It depends what happens between now and the end of the season. If a football club like Sheffield United or somebody else wanted to maybe go and get Dean Henderson on loan for a season, you know, it's not the worst idea as long as United have some sort of a recall option there. Absolutely, it might be a decent idea, because if David De Gea is still at the football club, is Dean Henderson really going to get that many opportunities? And if Sergio Romero is still at the football club, is he going to get any opportunities? The answer to that is not really for Sergio Romero. You're not going to be playing Dean Henderson, a potential great keeper in the future for you, £120,000 a week to just twiddle his thumbs and do nout and just playing bloody youth setup and whatnot. No, he will be, of course, backing up David De Gea. That's if he's to stay at Manchester United as opposed to going out on loan, which may well be the case. Like I say, good experience for him. United perhaps need him right now. I mean, look, like I just said to you guys, I think his proper season in the top flight here for Sheffield United was better than David De Gea's season this year by quite a considerable way. He's not made anywhere near the mistakes that David De Gea has made. He's just been a complete error-laden little melt bag this season, and I've had enough of it. Either he changes and gets himself in form and cuts those errors out, or Dean Henderson's ready to come in and take the mantle. I honestly believe that should be the case anyway. There should be that contention there. Maybe it's just got a little bit too comfortable for David De Gea at United recently, where there's not that much contention there. Sure, Sergio Romero is there, but everybody knows their roles. Everybody knows that David De Gea is the first choice goalkeeper, and everybody knows that Sergio Romero is our cup keeper or the backup keeper. Hence why Solskjaer makes the changes in the big tournaments when they get through to the latter stages and sticks David De Gea in there instead of Sergio Romero, who he played throughout the entire tournament on a couple of different occasions. So it's obvious David De Gea is the number one. So Sergio Romero, he's in the position where he's just a backup goalkeeper and he's happy with that. But Dean Henderson, he will come in, he will challenge, he will give David De Gea something to think about. And it's just opened up a can of worms, hasn't it, folks? Because is David De Gea going to remain a United player for much longer? Does that spell the end for him? Does it spell the end for Sergio Romero at the football club? Get your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, guys. I'm just going to read the rest of this article out quickly, or just some of the points here. So he spent the two last years on loan at Sheffield United. First one in the Premier League, of course, last year, helping the Blues to promotion to the Premier League in 2019 before an impressive debut top-flight campaign last season. Calls for Henderson, who only signed his previous deal last summer, to challenge De Gea have grown after the Spaniard received criticism for a number of errors during the 2019-20 season. So, yeah, I mean, look, they've got the head-to-head stats here. I just want to go through them quickly, guys. By the way, thanks for joining us. Smash that like button. Get involved in the comment section. I want to hear from you. Fergie99, thank you very much for getting in here, lad. What a top man. Matty the Rushmeister. Mrs. P's in here as well. Well, hello there. Great to have you bunch of legends in here. Thank you very much for dropping by. So, head-to-head stats for the 2019-20 Premier League season between David De Gea and Dean Henderson. Let's go for it then. So 38 appearances for David De Gea, played every single Premier League game. 36 appearances for Dean Henderson over at Sheffield United. Goals conceded. This is quite an important one, really. It doesn't tell the whole story. The backline, of course, has to be accountable as well, but 36 goals conceded for David De Gea, 33 goals conceded for Dean Henderson. So at a worse team like Sheffield United conceding less goals, he had a great season. Saves-wise, 96 saves for David De Gea, 97 saves for Dean Henderson. Clean sheets-wise, they both had 13 clean sheets throughout the season. But I think that you have to take into account that one is playing for Manchester United and the other one is playing for Sheffield United. Now, it turns out Sheffield United are a great defensive, organised side, but even so, errors leading to goals. This is the main one. The other stats are very, very similar, but the errors leading to goals is 3 for David De Gea. That's unforced errors that he's individually made leading to a goal. He's messed up and had a gaff 3 times this season. Dean Henderson only 1. So, of course, De Gea has been the most error-prone player out there on the pitch, and there's been time and time again this season where I've been absolutely infuriated with David De Gea because he's doing the simple things wrong. It's one thing to fall down to quality, but a lot of the time it's just silly little mistakes, either between the backline or David De Gea himself, getting done at the near post and just making silly errors. He's had too many games like that this season, and he has been roasted in the media. He has been roasted by the fans a bit, and deservedly so, because it's not a short-term thing. It's been going on for over a year now with David De Gea, man. So I think that this is actually really good news. Whichever thing that happens, whatever way it goes, whether David De Gea stays, whether David De Gea goes, whether Romero stays, whether Romero goes, whether Dean Henderson goes on loan this season or doesn't. It's a great thing. It's just good to have that competition and that depth in there, just as it is for any other position in the side. You know, look at Jose Mourinho signing Joe Hart this summer. You need the depth there, and that's such a Jose Mourinho signing, by the way, getting Joe Hart in there. But anyway, the point is not about Joe Hart. This is about Dean Henderson, and he's got a great future ahead of him, this kid. I mean, I say kid, he's 23, but that's still very young, especially for a goalkeeper. The top goalkeepers there, most of them, they played at the 38 years of age, 40 years of age. So he's definitely got a long career, and this is a good long contract, which is good for Manchester United in every single way. What's wrong about this? Nothing. He gives us contention for the place. He gives us competition for the other players. He gives us a great keeper now and a great keeper in the future. He gives us an international for this country, homegrown player. I mean, come on. It's a great bit of news, but at the same time, we are just papering over the cracks. Oh yeah, we're papering over the cracks. Because that's what we're doing. The Glazers obviously haven't spent the money elsewhere getting players in the transfer window, have they? We're papering over the cracks on this one, guys, but what can you do? Hey, there's a bunch of you legends tuned in here. I'm going to dip into your comments now, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by and getting involved with this stream and this channel today. I hope you enjoyed the stream earlier with John Chin and Alex Rincon. If you didn't see it, check it out after this stream's finished, but thank you to everybody that's watching. Hit that like button, get involved. I'm going to jump into the live comments now. Bunch of absolute freaking heroes getting in here. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you are very, very happy about Manchester United signing Dean Henderson. Smash a 2 in the live chat if you couldn't give a toss or you're unhappy. I don't see how you could be, but Illy United says Lee Grant is better than him. Oh my days, what? That is got to be one of the most pointless signings we've ever had. We have made some serious pointless goalkeeping signings over the last few years, haven't we? Victor Valdez. Hey, look, Victor Valdez was a good keeper in his day. To be fair, he won the lot. But, I mean, what was he doing at United? It was just a waste of time, that signing. Hey, look at this. We've got a little bit of confusion in the live chat. Not confusion, but differentiating views. A lot of people are happy that Dean Henderson signed here, such as Neil Duffin. Shout out Neil Duffin and Ballsy and Mr. McPufferson and Daniel Taylor-Gray. But Matty Rush, Mr. Ipswich Town, Ryan Burberspin 9, Illy United, Gaz Elliott, you guys are not too happy with Dean Henderson signing. Let me know why, guys. Give me a bit more context here. What's your issue with this signing? Matt Rush just says, press the wrong one. Brilliant stuff. Okay. Mr. Ipswich Town, he comments, De Gea has a mistake in him. You're not wrong there, Mr. Ipswich Town lad. I must say that this season he's been error-prone galore. Previously, he's been fantastic for us, but this season just way too error-prone, my friend. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if he was playing in goal like some of the performances he's put in. Reminds me of that 9-0 dropping of the Ipswich Town that Manchester United put on a little while ago. Sorry to bring that one up. It was a long time ago now. Chris Mateague, how you doing? Cindy Collector in the house as well says, hi all, glad he signed a new contract. So yeah, I think the overriding feeling should be that it is good news that he's signed for Manchester United for 6 years. Austin Nicholas comments, great, we've locked him down, but Chelsea just got Ben Chilwell. We aren't doing enough to keep up. There you go, mate. It's some more glossing and papering over the cracks by these absolute melter owners that we've got, the Glazers. Complete calamity owners not investing in this side. This is another example of that. All we've done so far this window is get rid of players and sign up players that we've already got. This isn't a new signing, guys. Just because Harry Maguire has not gone to prison doesn't mean he's a new signing. Just because Dean Henderson was on loan at Sheffield United last season and now we've signed him up to a new contract doesn't mean that that's a new signing. We already had that guy. You know what I mean? Somebody needs to tell the Glazers this. Somebody needs to tell them that these do not count as new signings. And they also need to tell them that the transfer window is actually open now and that we can sign players right now because they're still not doing anything about it. I think they're working on like pre-lockdown transfer window dates and things like that. Do you know what I mean? They think the bloody, I don't know what's going on, but they seem to be dawdling around all over the gaff. Dennis Johnson, what's going on, matey? He says this is another PR spin. What the F? There you go, my friend. Papering over the cracks. They're papering over the cracks. Matt Rush for the super chat. Thank you, Matty the Rush Meister. Get in there. He says, pretty sure we will get players in. Finally, competition for De Gea. Great show. Support the pig. Thank you so much for that, Matty Rush, for your incredible support. That you absolute top lad. He said, that, you know, he thinks we will be getting some players in. I mean, look, I'm sure we'll get somebody in before the end of the window because it would be ridiculous to think that we couldn't get somebody in before the end of the window. We all know we need to get somebody in before the end of the window. It's obvious. Super chat. Bloody hell, that scared the shite out of me. Sorry, that's that Matty Rush's super chat thing coming through there. Thank you so much for that, Matty the Rush Meister. But anyway, yes, mate, it's ridiculous. We need to get somebody in. Not just one person, a couple of people, but I imagine we're going to get some players in, but it'll probably be not until the end of the window, and it'll probably just be one player. And that one player, who the hell knows who that's going to be, folks, so Absolutely, Paul Lucas. He says, Matt is a top man. Jimmy Flynn says, when do you think our next signing will be? I think it will be just before the end of the window, or maybe in a week or two's time, actually. But I don't think it's going to be any time imminent. I don't think it's going to be any time soon, because there just doesn't seem to be enough steam behind any of the potential signings that Manchester United are trying to bring in. The Sancho deal stalled. How much time have we spent on the Sancho deal now? Probably won't happen. If it does happen, it doesn't seem like it's going to happen anytime soon. Other players, is there even a shortlist at Manchester United for players now? I mean, we talk about players we want to see. Upamecano, Wilfred Ndidi, Ruben Neves, players we want to see. But is there actually a shortlist to go out there and get players? Because it doesn't seem like it. Maybe the shortlist is David Brooks and Josh King and just a bunch of absolute budget merchants. Just some really piss poor options. Not piss poor options, don't get me wrong, they're decent squad players, but not really inspirational signings like a Bruno Fernandes that's going to kick your team on necessarily. So I think that we shouldn't be looking in that bargain bin. I think we should be looking at getting players like Jadon Sancho in. And yeah, it's great news that Dean Henderson signed, but at the end of the day, it is just papering over the cracks and it is a bit of a PR stunt. So I agree with the previous commenter. Samuel Ingram, thank you, Samuel Ingram. He says, Flying Pig, Manchester United should get rid of Ed Woodward and the Glazers and get the Prince of Saudi Arabia to buy Manchester United from the Glazers. Hey, come and get us. It's a come and get me plea right now to the Prince of Saudi. Come and get us, honestly, because anybody would be better than our owners, especially somebody who could pump a lot of money and investment into the side to actually get us better on the pitch, which is what our owners should be doing. If we can't have a fan-owned club, then I'd at least want the club to be owned by somebody who's got the best interests of the football club out on the pitch at heart and not just in the bank balance. So yeah, Sam Ingram, fair play to you, lad, but I don't think there's any chance of us getting rid of Ed Woodward and the Glazers anytime soon. There's been so much of a stink kicked up in the past about Ed Woodward being the chief executive. The fact we don't have a director of football, you'd have think they'd have done something about it by now, just from the fan backlash and unrest alone, but they haven't done. So it makes me think that they're probably never going to do it. They're probably still just going to be content with Ed Woodward being the chief exec, pulling the strings there, fingering the pies and doing everything else that he does behind the scenes and getting the commercial deals in, because he's good at all that sort of stuff and making the Glazers money. But what he is not good at is being a football man and actually building a football side. I think we could do with a great director of football, an Edwin van der Sar type. We talk about it a lot because it's true. XOD Mr. Franson comments, do you think Henderson can be our first goalkeeper? I do, mate. Long term, maybe this season, maybe next season, maybe in 5 years' time. But certainly I think this is a statement of intent for United to give him a 6-year deal. That's going to tie him up to the football club until he's 29 years of age. He's 23 now. He's got the best years ahead of him as a goalkeeper. He has had a very impressive couple of seasons. Certainly last year in the Premier League, he was one of the best goalkeepers in the league, I think. And he certainly put David De Gea to shame in terms of consistent performances throughout the year. So I do think he's a potential future Manchester United number one. Now, we still do have David De Gea around at the squad. He is on 300 grand a week, somewhere around there. A lot of money. Like, unless he's going to be sold, he's going to be the first choice keeper. Plus, on experience and what he's done, David De Gea is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. On actual current form and consistency and being solid and not having those errors in the game, he's not one of the best players in the world right now, unfortunately. Can he get that back? Absolutely. That old adage is true. Form is temporary, class is permanent. That's true. David De Gea will come back and he will be a better goalkeeper than this season, I believe. But whether or not he's consistent enough to keep a whippersnapper like Dean Henderson out the side, who's just signed a big money deal of his own on a long deal and is going to be at United, crikey, I think he's got his work cut out for him sticking in the side. We'll see. Joe Breheny, what's going on, Joe? He says, Pig, you're an absolute legend. You deserve more views for all your hard work. We all appreciate it. Thank you for keeping us entertained with this awesome content. Joe Breheny, thank you so much for that, my friend. Well, yeah, the best things you can do, guys, to support this show is by sharing it with your friends, sharing it on social media, smashing that thumbs up button, giving it a cheeky little like, and subscribing to the channel, and just telling people about it, and that way we will grow, and that way we will get more views and stuff. But either way, it's a great community we've got here, so you're part of that, Joe. Thank you very much for being a part of it and commenting there. Billy Dillis, how you doing, Billy Dillis? Comments, at least the Glazers aren't human rights abusing dictators. Okay, I'm not too sure where you go in that one, my friend, but okay. Illy United says, Chilwell, Thiago Silva in Chelsea. This is the thing. Chelsea are signing players. They're doing bits. They're bringing acquisitions into the football club. They're making moves. On the other hand, you've got United, whose captain is getting done for a couple of heinous crimes over in Mykonos. And then you've got United unwilling to spend the money, not bringing the players in when all we have to do is strengthen in this window to close the gap and challenge and potentially challenge this season. At least have a go of it. We all know that we have to strengthen. We were too threadbare in some areas last season. You know, without a wing-back strengthening coming in there, without a CDM, without a striker, right mid, we're going to struggle if we get 1 or 2 injuries throughout the season. And we'll struggle anyway, even without injuries, because we're fighting on all fronts. We're in the Champions League. We're in all competitions. It's difficult. If you want to challenge for everything, you need to have a squad capable of doing that, and United do not have that, and we haven't strengthened in any way this summer. So I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted with the window. And all this does for me is just highlight that United is a bit of a joke at the moment, and I hate to say it, but the way this club's run, it's a bit of a joke. You've got other clubs announcing players. We're just announcing players that we already own signing up for new deals right now. And unfortunately, you know, our captain's been involved in this incident. It's not a good little bit of time for United at this moment in time. So get your thoughts and opinions in quickly then, folks. I want to hear what you've got to think. Get involved in the live chat. There's a whole bunch of you in here tuning in tonight. So thank you very much. Hope you've all had a good day and are going to have a good evening as well. But thank you for joining me. Dennis Johnson, speaking sense, my friend. He says, we need Sancho. It's as simple as that, really. If you want a quality player, you have to spend. And if you want to get United to where they should be, which is challenging and competing for the Premier League title, they're going to need a bit more quality than we've got right now. And it's not even about not having the quality in certain areas. Like, for instance, Greenwood, I think, has got a wonderful... He's just absolutely amazing. Got a wonderful future ahead of him at right wing or whichever position you stick him in there up top. But Sancho coming in there, it's not going to hinder anything. It's just going to give more competition. It's going to mean we can battle on all fronts with quality. It's going to mean that there's maybe less of a strain and less pressure on a young lad like Mason Greenwood at this moment in time. It's going to do nothing but good to sign a player like Jadon Sancho and invest in this United side and try and close the gap. Chelsea are trying to close the gap. There's other teams. City are trying to close the gap with Liverpool. Why are we not trying to close the gap with the likes of City and Liverpool in this window? Bizarre, man. Let me have a little read of this comment then from Aleph Name, who says City will smash you home and away next season. Mark my words. Fair enough. You're entitled to your opinion, mate. I don't think so. You didn't smash us this season. In fact, we've got the better of Baldy Pep, I think, this season, mate. Solskjaer in his maiden season at United. So calm down. Jordan Wright says, would you rather use the 100 million to get a decent left back and centre back instead of Sancho? See, this is what bugs me. Like, you're spot on though, Jordan. You know, depth is important in this side, but if you really want a top class player, you've got to spend the money. And he is a top class player. He's 20. He's getting better and better. His stats are insane. England international, homegrown. I mean, what else is there to say? He's tailor-made for this United side right now. But yes, I do think we need a left back and a centre back. And we should go and get them that Reguilon guy from Sevilla. Take him. How much is he going to cost? Surely he's not going to break the bank. Centre back, Upper Meccano, yeah, okay, lot of money, sure. You just make the investments, guys. The board need to make the investments now. It's getting silly. Like the amount of time that they're spending just trying to... I don't know what they're trying to do. I really don't know what they're trying to do right now. Are they trying to make it seem like they're doing stuff so that when it comes to the end of the window and they sign 1 or 2 disappointing signings that they can justify and say there's no value in the market? Or I don't know what it's all about. Paul Lucas comments, we better not just sign bench players. The better way to improve the squad is to sign players that make your current players bench players. Spot on. Spot on, Paul Lucas. That's it. Get the depth in the first team first. Get the quality in the first team first, and that will give you the depth in the rest of the side. I fully agree with that, my friend. Antoine Akango, shout out to you, Antoine. Wolf Roham comments, Messi to United a possibility. Look, it's a possibility just as much as it's a possibility that I win the Ballon d'Or next year as well and pit Robert Lewandowski and Messi and Ronaldo to the title. It's just like that. Do you really think... I mean, look, I want it to happen. I think that there is a chance that it can happen, but I think that there's more chance that Ed Woodward comes out as some sort of a bloody astronaut or something. Do you know what I mean? Says he's going to be the first man on Mars for Elon Musk's bloody campaign or whatever. I think there's more chance of that happening than actually having a player like Lionel Messi signed for Manchester United right now. I honestly do. I'd love to see it. It would be amazing. He's only 33. He's absolutely sick. He's still one of the best players in the world. Would I rather Ronaldo, even though he's older? Honestly, I actually would. But still, Messi would be. I mean, you can't get a better signing than that, really. All money aside, whether it would wreck Man United's wage structure, whatever, whether it would cause divide in the dressing room because there's this older, aging player who's on a massive amount of money. I don't know. I think everyone would just be buzzing their tits off that Lionel Messi was in the dressing room, and I think that they would embrace it. But look, I don't see it happening, guys. I don't see it happening. It would be awesome, though. But I don't see it happening. But look, it does. I kind of see if Messi is going to leave Barcelona, and I think that that's a big if. I think that there's every possibility that he'll stay at Barcelona. It's more likely he'll stay at Barcelona. But if he did leave and say join Manchester City, that would be despicable, wouldn't it? United would have to go out there and get the man Cristiano Ronaldo back. That would be the only option if Messi signed for Manchester City, would be to go and get Cristiano Ronaldo from Juventus. That'd be the only option, guys. Simple as that. Otherwise, we're going to be completely left in the freaking dust. Could that happen? I'd love to see Ronaldo back at United. Just for one last season, please, Cristiano. Hey, Griffo Chaz, he says, Messi would represent a backward step. It's a very good point, in terms of what we're trying to do and the signings we're trying to make. Kurt Koenig, how you doing, Kurt Koenig? Chris Chandra says, I don't think Messi's leaving Barcelona. I agree with you. Hey, Piano Girl, hope you're all good. Thank you for stopping by in here as well. Absolute legend. Mrs. P says, telling everyone to put a like again, and I forgot to do it myself. We'll stick a like on it there, love. Don't forget. But thank you very much for getting in there and drumming up the likes. We've got Paul Lucas says, Glazers blaming COVID has no leg to stand on since other teams with less money have signed players. There you go, mate. There you go. People are signing players. That's bullshit. United's a massive commercial entity. Like, we could take COVID on the chin, just like, just like Tyson Fury can one of Deontay Wilder's punches, do you know what I mean? Getting up like a zombie. We can take COVID on the chin, my friends, because this is a huge organisation. And more so than anybody else anyway, I think. Well, not anybody else, of course, but more so than most football teams. Some football teams down the lower end of the footballing tiers, unfortunately, they've really felt this to the point where they're in administration and stuff like that. So we need to count our lucky blessings, really, and the board need to spend what they need to spend. Yeah, nice one. Idiot United says Tom Brady from Tampa Bay is new United player. There you go. We've got one bloody signing at least. No worries. Hey, thank you for subscribing there, Wolf Rohan. That's quality. Yeah, if you're not subscribed to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. We're approaching 25,000 subscribers. We cover everything United on here, all the latest United breaking news, some other big footballing news, and we do watch-alongs and reactions for every single Manchester United game. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button and click that bell icon as well to be notified when we go live. Follow the social media accounts in the description as well. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, these places at Mr. Flying Pig HD. And check out the website as well. Shout out to Charlie Griffo, the main author on the website, flyingpigunited.com. And if anybody wants to write anything for the website, do get in touch with me via my social accounts. Azar Parrick says, I heard that United had an opening bid for Benoit and Monaco rejected. Fair play. Well, I don't know anything about that, my friend. I don't even know if that's a legitimate name and you're just trying to get me to say something dodgy. Neil Duffin says, if Pogba is staying, we must be signing someone. I can't believe that we are signing no one. Hope Henderson contract has a positive effect on De Gea. Long live the piggies. Thank you very much, Neil Duffin. There you go. You said it, mate. If we're not signing, when Pogba's got to be staying, isn't he? And Dean Henderson's just signed there. Does it mean David De Gea's staying or going? Yeah, he's probably staying too. I still think that there's a good chance Dean Henderson will be put out on loan with the option, obviously, to recall him at any time for this season, because I think it would probably benefit him and De Gea to both be playing games. But then, of course, Sergio Romero is still there as a backup. That's not going to happen, though. I'm just saying that would kind of make sense because De Gea is still the main man at United here. And Dean Henderson's there to come in. But if you put him on loan, he's not going to be there to come in. So it's kind of redundant. And also, Sergio Romero's not going to get much of an option, I don't think, now, because Dean Henderson's on big money now for a 23-year-old. So surely they're going to want to blood him and play him and develop him and get him in the side pretty much from now, you would think, unless they do put him out on loan and somebody just covers him his contract. KM says, Pig, it's a legit name. Oh, okay, sorry, it's just a player I've never heard of there. Fair play then. Yeah, I'm crap with League One football. If it's not your PSGs, then I don't really have a bloody idea. Benoit Better Shield says from Monaco. Okay, nice one, my friend. I haven't, he says it's ain't a dodgy name, mate. Go search him up. Hey, that's good news, man. I'm liking seeing United link with players. I just want to see us actually go and get the players and sign the players now instead of being a bunch of melters and sitting around doing nothing. Thank you, Matt Rush says we've hit 60 likes. That is awesome. I'm going to wrap this video up now anyway, guys. But yeah, please do hit that like button if you haven't smashed a thumbs up on it anyway. Just wanted to jump on here, give you my thoughts on the Dean Henderson news that he signed a new contract for 6 years. Get your thoughts and opinions in after this video is finished as well, if I haven't responded to you. Shout out Danny, Hustle, Michael Collins, Eddie United, Razak, Ipswich Town Man, KM, Kabaki HD, Kurt Koenig, Jimmy Flynn, everybody, for watching this stream tonight. Appreciate it. And come back in a few minutes' time. Have your say on the Dean Henderson contract. Is this just the Glazers papering over the cracks once again? Get your thoughts and opinions in because I want to hear from you. And follow on all the social accounts and all that good stuff. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. But thank you for watching. Bye to you too, James. Shout out to you, Paul Lucas, Kabaki HD, Matty the Rushmeister. Everyone, subscribe to the channel. Smash that like. And I'll see you very, very soon on the next one. Keep a lookout as well on the gaming channel. Flying Pig Gaming. There's a link in the description there as well. There's going to be all sorts of streams coming up. Eventually. No, there is. Keep a lookout for that channel. Subscribe over there. And I'll see you on the next one. This is The Pig. Thanks for watching. Have your say in the comments. Post video. And I'll see you very, very soon. Come on, United. There we go. Griffo Chad says, bye, miss you already. Well, a little bit sinister there, Griffo, but thank you very, very much, mate. Appreciate it, dude. Miss you too. G-Wolf United. Yes, lad, he says, United are reportedly signing Ansu Fati for 153 mil. Crikey, my friends, that is intense. Well, we'll see if that happens. Gungshi's getting in here at the end as well. How you doing there, the Gungshinator? What a top lad. Hope you're all good, Gungshi. Sorry, you're just catching the end of it, matey. But yeah, go back and watch the stream. Hope you're good. Simon Cowie, Stevens Everett, everybody at the end here. These are the post-live credits to say thank you to all the legends, such as Gungshi, such as Matty the Rushmeister and Griffo Chaz and all these guys that are in here. And all these people on this list right now that support this show by being a tier 2 channel member or a patron on Patreon. Thank you so much to everybody that does that. Really appreciate it. It means the world to me. Have a great day, everyone. Atrex is there as well. Shout out Atrex. And everyone else, you have a wicked evening. Come back in a sec. Get your thoughts in. Come back, Gungshi. Get your thoughts in a minute on Dean Henderson signing a new 6-year contract. Anyway, you stay classy, everyone. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Pick up a penguin.